result where it's not like you're always going to get 100% one letter within your code. Then the same applies for your learning style. It's not that you're going to get 100% one type of learning style, but it's important to know what will have the highest percentage, so that again you can be intentional with this newfound knowledge of your personality type and your learning style, so that you can be intentional and cater to these learning styles when you do move forth and study and prepare for exams, or even just proceed as a lifelong learner. So with that being said, let's get into our learning styles PowerPoint. So please be so kind as to open it up so that you can follow along with me. Let me put this here in the corner so that I can appear as well. All right, so here we go. Learning styles. So when we take in information, of course, when it enters our brain, it does so through sight, through hearing, and touch. The one you use the most is your learning style. So sight, hearing, and touch. Tactile. So visual learners learn best by sight, just like what it sounds like, huh? Auditory learners learn best by hearing. Tactile learners learn best by touch. I always have fidgets on me. I'm very much tactile. So the visual learner, let me see it. So again, I want you to, on your sheet of paper, try to be guessing like what you might be more of as you're listening to this. So a visual learner prefers to see information like pictures, diagrams, cartoons, and demonstrations, something visual. And they picture words and concepts they hear as images. So maybe you're sitting in class and you're in sociology class and you're learning about prison pipeline. And you're like, oh wow. So you like literally envision like a pipe or something. Like if you see pictures when you hear concepts, very much potentially you're a visual learner. Can become easily distracted in lectures with no visual aids. Oh my goodness, is that math class? That was all my math classes, and it was tough because it was just on the overhead to say, okay, just copy all this and memorize all this, and nothing was visual and there really weren't applications. So it was rough for me, and maybe that was the case with you if you're a visual learner too. Benefit from using charts, maps, notes, and flashcards when studying. So that's visual learner. See things that you can see, methods through which you can see as you study. Auditory learners prefer to hear information spoken. Like a lot of lectures, you'll benefit greatly because if you're auditory, because a lot of lectures are just orated. Can absorb a lecture with little effort, may not need careful notes to learn, often avoid eye contact in order to concentrate, may read aloud to themselves. So when you're studying, do you read it out loud to listen to it? Like I said, we all have a bit of everything. Like me when when I'm grading papers, very much it helps me when my computer reads it to me. My computer reads to me, and I'm looking at your drafts and I'm listening. So that helps me a ton. So auditory learners, let me hear it. Tactile or kinesthetic learners prefer touch as their primary mode for taking in information. Oh, I love this so much because honestly, if I think back to my best educational experiences, they were always the hands-on things. I remember when I was in kindergarten, our teacher who would call us scientists, one time she brought telescopes for us, and we all went to the school lawn, and this was in Azusa, and they invited us to bring our parents, and she called us astronomers, and we were able to look at the moon, and I was blown away, and I was in kinder. Another one I remember, I forget what grade it was, but I remember that we we had like a caterpillar, and we witnessed its whole metamorphosis, and when it went into its chrysalis, and when it emerged as a butterfly, and all those hands-on experiences I always remember. Also, I remember a teacher who was Korean, and we made some rolls with seaweed in class, and like I always remember that. And I remember 5th grade when we were studying Little House on the Prairie, we churned our own butter. Remember in chemistry class once, we made our own ice cream. Like, this is stuff that always stuck with me. So prefer touch as if that's you, maybe you're very much tactile or kinesthetic. First of all, this word kinesthetic, the root word is kinesis. So kinesis is movement, okay? In traditional situations, someone who's tactile or kinesthetic, they should write out important facts. So the mere physicality of handling a pen and writing it down helps to really unlock learning and retention. So the mere physicality of writing out. I know that for me, like when I was in school and I would be studying, when I would make flashcards, the mere physicality of handling my pen to create these flashcards really helped me to retain this information. Or when you're making your study guide and you're writing it out. So someone who's tactile or kinesthetic should create study sheets. Speaking of study sheets, connected to vivid examples. Role playing, that's a big one. I remember I had a class in college. It was medieval literature, and our teacher came in dressed in medieval regalia, and he had a sword, and he orated in Old English a passage from Beowulf, because we were looking at Beowulf. That was so rad. That always stays with me. Did you ever have like a teacher where you acted out something, maybe in history, some historical event or something like that? Okay, so someone tactile or kinesthetic may benefit by using manipulatives, fidget spinners. And I actually want to share a cool website with you. It's called therapyshop.com. Let's go there right now. Therapyshop.com. There we go. So if you go here to top shop by challenge. Check out some of these cool fidgets here. If you feel yourself fidgety, ADD and ADHD, these are nice because if you click it, I think something like a weighted vest, or like if you are continually, just moving your leg, like as you're sitting, fidgeting your leg, then these weighted lap pads help. Because something about a weighted vest or a lap pad is very calming, very kind of like a human hug. It's just calming, So pressure vests. This is really cool. I don't know if you've ever been, maybe it's you who was doing it or the person behind you, but they kept kicking forward, like kicking your seat, like the person behind you would keep kicking your seat in class. You're like, stop. What are you doing? So they have these bands that you can put on your chair so that the person's kicking the band instead. So that's a helpful one. So maybe like me, like when I study, I'm standing, like when I'm doing work, I'm standing. But if you're sitting, then you can get this band. Like as you're writing your paper, you can be kicking the band. It's an awesome thing. Because, maybe like you're a kinesthetic learner too, and something about moving helps you. Like for me, like when I'm grading your papers and I'm listening, I'm pacing back and forth, and as I'm leaving my feedback, same thing, I'm pacing back and forth. Something about that really helps me to really, I guess, call out my ideas, better organize my thoughts. Yeah, so check out some of these fidgets. There's a lot of cool ones, and maybe you have a kid too that some of these can benefit them too. I have this one. It's like a spiky thing. Like, I don't know. It's pretty cool. Like when you squeeze it, it's like a spiky thing. All right. So check that out if you're interested in fidgets. I think it's a cool thing. All right. So that's tactile or kinesthetic. Let me experience it. Like I said, it helps to think back to what have been your best learning experiences in school. which actually ties into the next slides. Discovering your own learning style. So, when you think back about your favorite classes, what are things that they had in common? What traits did you like most about those favorite classes? Was it mastering facts, holding class discussions, working on your own, lectures, pairing, grouping, hands-on activities? For me, I remember we played Jeopardy in history class. That was real cool. Again, hands-on. So gamifying it. So now it's your turn to discover your own learning style, and hopefully as you were listening to this, you were jotting what you think you might be. So let's see how right you are. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to this website, educationplanner.org. I don't know why it's not copying it. Anyway, I could just type it in. So it's educationplanner.org. Simply go here to students, go to self-assessments. After you go to self-assessments, click what is your learning style? And again, so there's just 20 questions, just answer them. And answer truthfully. Don't answer based on how you wish you were, but answer on how you really are, so that your result can be accurate. So after you do that, again, just like with your Myers-Briggs personality type result, leave this web page open. Leave your results open, okay? Do not close them. Do not close them, because you need them to do this write-up for this module. Because if you do close it, then you'll have to retake it. Okay, so let's actually look. So that's actually it for learning style. The whole point of this is like when we equip you with this self-knowledge about your learning style and personality type, then you can be more intentional with your studying as you move forward and have this growth mindset of continually developing and pushing forward. All right, so that's it for our presentation. I just want to finish up with the actual task here on our Canvas page. So we've just gone through this. Okay, these presentations. You've discovered your types. So here's what you're gonna do. It's gonna be a write-up of at least a full page. What's your Myers-Briggs personality type based on what you learned? What's the 4 letters that you got, and based on what you read, how accurate are the results from this quiz? And then about learning styles, what are your preferred learning styles? How accurate were these results? Now that you've been equipped with the knowledge about your Myers-Briggs personality type and learning style, what have you learned about yourself? How will you use this self-knowledge to become a better student and or apply it elsewhere? As you venture forward as a lifelong learner, what measures can you take as a student to study better and ultimately excel as a college student? That's the whole point. Now that you've taken this, how can you apply it as you move forward? Okay, so simply upload it to here, and that's what we have. That's our assignment for the week. So hopefully you were able to learn a little bit more. And again, the whole point of this being making more intentional decisions as you move forward in your studies. All right, guys, so have a great week.